Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Milo Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 9, Episode 15. So yeah, this is a pre-recording. I'm pre-recording this due to the episodes being released early. I just don't want to risk getting spoiled, so I'm pre-recording a bunch of them, early. The episodes were released early in some other country. I'm not 100% sure which one. The last episode, episode 14, did have some, I think they were supposed to be Chinese subtitles, but I'm not even 100% confident on that. Either way, I don't know anything about what's to come with these episodes. I don't know what we're going to get this time. But I'm hoping for something that has been as good as Season 9 has been. Because this season's really had some fantastic episodes. It's really done just an amazing job. So I'm hoping that we continue that pattern. I don't expect all of these episodes that were released early to be as good, but, I mean, I can always hope. Now, up to episode 20 was released early in, again, another country. So I'm going to be pre-recording all of those pretty much. Probably not all on the same day, but yeah. So you'll be seeing at least a few of them in this shirt. But yeah, in the meantime, I don't know what's going to happen, so we might as well just get on with this. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back into the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So the message of this was, you don't need to care about what others are into as long as you care about the others themselves. And that's all well and good. But when the episode pushes a really negative and honestly toxic way to presentation of that, then it kind of makes the message itself come across as forced and just not really all that good. Yeah. It's good to care about others, even if you don't care about everything they're into. But trying to force someone to not only just care about them, but to actually actively take part in things that they have no interest in just because their friends or whatnot do have an interest in it is extremely toxic. It is not okay at all. In fact, it's actually kind of infuriating. If you don't have an interest in something, you don't have an interest in it. You should not be forced to take part in it just because your friends like it. I don't like, I don't have an interest in cars. I mentioned this during the reaction as an example. I don't get excited about cars. I don't know anything about them. I mean, I can acknowledge when a car looks good or something, sure. But that's about it. I don't know anything about how to work a car. I don't know anything about how to care for cars or anything. So this kind of thing would be like having me be put in charge of helping my friends learn to fix a car from scratch. Or even just straight up repair a pretty much completely broken down car. It'd be the same thing as me trying to do that for my friends just because they like cars and I like them and they're my friends. It doesn't work. And the entire thing that it's like, oh, Rainbow Dash ended up making it work. She ended up making it happen. She ended up being a good coach after all, is bullshit. She had absolutely no experience in cheerleading because she had no interest in it. She had no idea what even makes a good cheerleader. So the very idea that she could somehow, if she actually tried, do well at coaching a cheerleading team is bullshit. It's basically forcing this idea that you can just automatically be good at something if you try, and that's not true. It's a very common misconception that people like to spread around. Yeah, you can get good at stuff with a lot of practice and stuff and all, sure. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be good within a very short amount of time. Because they had just under 2 weeks, because they spent a day like not really doing much. And that's not enough time for Rainbow to learn how to be a coach for cheerleading and be able to coach this team to being as good as they were in the end. Because, again, she knew nothing about cheerleading. It's completely unrealistic, and it's not something that you should just expect. Twilight was in the wrong for forcing Rainbow to do this. And that smug attitude at the end, like, oh, I knew you'd be able to do this, is just bullshit. And the constant guilting of Rainbow over this throughout the episode because she had absolutely no interest in this and was forced into the role. It's bullshit that they're guilting her over this. She had every right to be upset. She had every right to show disinterest. Was she being a little rude about it? Oh, yeah, of course. She could have definitely improved her attitude. I acknowledge that. But, sorry about the dog person. But even despite that, even despite her little bit of attitude, which admittedly could have been fixed, she was in the right to be upset. So this episode basically did the opposite of what it should have. It sided with the ones who were in the wrong and painted them as being in the right. And that's so fucking toxic. I think this is one of the only, maybe even the only episode this season I actively hate. Like, there's maybe a single handful of things that I liked about it. And the only things I can think of off the top of my head are Celestia being a rabid sports fan. That's hilarious. Smolder in a cheerleading outfit is cute as fuck. And the cheer itself at the end was actually really good. Those are like the only positives I can think about this. Because the entire episode went in the complete wrong direction and handled everything so terribly. So terribly. What would have been better is if maybe Twilight had to learn the lesson that not everybody's into everything and they don't have to be. That not everyone has to be into everything, and trying to force your friends into roles that they have no business being in is toxic. There's nothing wrong with showing your friends stuff that you like and trying to see if they'd be interested in it, but if they're not interested, if they show no interest, do not force it on them. That... I am just really pissed off at this episode. I'm sorry. And like I said, Season 9's been so great, and it's like this is the one episode so far that has really elicited this angry of a response from me. Because I've been there. Not just with friends, even with family as well, trying to force their beliefs and ideals on me, trying to force me to be into stuff I'm not, because of narrow-minded assumptions and viewpoints. And it leads to such toxicity, such just resentment. I've been there. And I hate the fuck out of anyone who does this to their friends. So I'm sorry, but no, this episode pissed me the fuck off. And the more I'm talking about, the more I'm thinking about, the more angry I get. So I'm just going to end it here. If you like this episode, that's all fine, all well and good. You're allowed to like this episode. This is my opinion, my viewpoint. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,